Solution everywhere. You know what? I left my box of gels in the car. Okay, so basically, Michael, no, I'm gonna have you stand up. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you how I actually do the demonstration, really simple, and I'm actually gonna do a hand demo, and I'm just gonna shoot basically 2 shots of the cleanse and tone, and I'm gonna actually just scrub it into. Oh, I got gels in there. Can you pop them open for me? And what the secret is when you're using our ageLOC product is to make sure that it goes through the skin. And how you do that is you rub it until it gets thick enough. And most people, when they're rubbing their face with this stuff, they don't spend enough time to get the toner through the skin. And how you know it's gone through is because the skin and the foam will get really thick. Almost feels like shaving cream. You can see how white that's getting? This is the color you should see when it's actually just about getting ready. You see that? That's the color you should see. Okay? I say this because if you do a good demo, you don't need to know how to sell. And that's our key. The key is we're not needing to know how to sell if you do a good demo. And how easy is it to replicate this idea? Meaning, isn't it easier to teach somebody how to do the demo than how to sell?
Yes.
And especially multi-level marketing. That's a hard thing to sell. So this is a lot easier to teach somebody how to do this. And as I'm doing this, I'm explaining a little bit about the process. So I'm just washing your hand, really. And I'm just getting you ready to put ageLOC technology down. Now I'm going to actually be using hummingbirds, which is the previous product, but you can actually use the gels that we currently have. And I actually do the same process whether I'm doing a facial, hand, new or old gel. So this is contrary to maybe what you learned just now, but this is what we do. To make the demos faster, we click on number 1 and we put it on the clear gel. So if you're using the new facial spa, this would be the big tube, right? It's the conductive gel. And I'm just doing this kind of rubbing action up and down the hands, but the key is to do both sides. Now, what this is doing is it's actually giving me some current, which is going to affect the skin so that you will absorb the most important ingredient I'm going to use for skin, and that's going to be this little pearl that I do on the end. Okay? Now what happens is I'm just using this in the number 1 position, and then I'm going to actually wipe this off, and I'm going to put on the second treatment. And the second treatment is really an amazing gel that is full of ageLOC. ageLOC is a genetically designed product. It's really quite amazing, and it will make your skin younger. So if I were using the second, oops, you didn't, oh, okay. If you're using this, what gel would this be if you're using a facial spa?
Conductive gel.
Come on, everybody yell it out. You guys should know this.
Conductive gel.
No. Right, what is in the blue? Right, which is called the mask, right? Rejuvenating mask. Okay, so that was the mask. Okay, do you guys get that? It's in the blue container, right?
Yeah, we don't do it that way. We don't use a machine.
So I put it on number 2, and I do the treatment.
That's an old machine.
If I was using the new machine, I would put it on number 2, and I'll do this treatment, even on a facial. Why am I doing this? What happens if you do a treatment for 20 minutes on somebody's face? Huh? Anybody have tried?
They get bored.
You guys have used the new gels?
Yeah.
Have you tried a 20-minute treatment?
It's 5 and 5. 5 and 5.
Yeah, 5 and 5, and 5 minutes for the blue gel, and it takes you some time to clean up. I mean, I don't know, it took me 25 minutes to get it done. What happens when you take 25 minutes to do it?
Boring.
Person will fall asleep.
First they think, man, Alan became a facialist.
It's too much time.
What is our objective?
Quick demo.
Make it
No
minutes.
time. No time.
Make it short.
Ask them if they want to be beautiful or beautiful and rich. That's our objective, okay? So our objective is just literally to get the demo done as fast as we can, clean up, and have them see the result. I can tell you that this worked. We did it earlier today. We did a workshop, and who was there at the workshop? You guys saw the result, right? It was a very excellent result from facials with the new facial spa using this method. It's a very simple method. I'm going to just NAPCA so that it's not sticky or weird, because I want it to be clean, yeah? So on the facial, we do the exact same process. What do we do?
Number 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Number 1.
And
Number 2.
Number 2. Which one do we do first?
Conductive
Yeah.
gel.
Which one do we do number 2?
Gel mask.
Second?
Rejuvenating your
Okay.
eyes.
Which tube do we use when we do the first one?
Clear.
Which one do we use on the second one?
Blue.
Okay, what if it's the facial one? Which one do you use in the first, number 1?
Clear.
Clear.
And what do we use in number 2? You guys understand this? It's the same, right? Okay, just in case you didn't understand what I just said. If you do anything complex right now, it's like telling some of the people that are paddling the boat, go one way because you have this and I'll go the other way. You guys want to catch the wave or you want to miss the wave?
That's the way.
I'm telling you, keep things simple. Down to nothing. So there's nothing new to learn. You get that?
Yeah.
Okay, we did the demo today. It works fine. Okay, now I'm going to just take the little curl and I'm going to put it on. So on a facial, what do you do?
Slap the face.
Break it open, put it on. On a hand demo, what do you do? Same thing. Okay, so I'm just going to put one droplet on every knuckle and I'm going to dab it like this. And I'm going to rub it in. Now the key, this product actually has to go through the skin. So why do we do a hand demo on the left hand and a face demo on the right side of the face? Everybody, why do we do it, everybody, the same?
Consistency.
So any new person
Duplication.
could guess.
Yeah. Consistency.
Any new person could guess which side we did. Okay, I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's true. That's the reason why we do it. So any new person coming into our team, think about we had 100 new people just entered our team in Hawaii. Do you think they know the difference between wrinkled and non-wrinkled skin? They cannot tell, but they all know which side people did. And when they walk into the room late, they go, oh, you did that side. Right? I mean, it's usually obvious, but it's not always, is it? Okay, so you don't want your team member to kill another team member. It feels like you rammed a rod right through their chest when you guess the wrong side. Has that ever happened to any of us? Okay, so we want to avoid those embarrassing situations, okay? So I want you to compare your hands. Wow, did you hear the wow? That's your LOI right there. The wow is your LOI. I am always making my PowerPoint. Every day, I'm making my PowerPoint on the people's faces. You don't need a PowerPoint. You make it every day. I have been so much more effective making my PowerPoint because they know I didn't Photoshop this. Okay? This is so important, how you do this business. Okay? Demo the product. Okay? Everybody get this idea? I've already explained how it works. I could even go into the one piece that I will say, but since I'll let you sit down. How about that? Okay, well, you guys can look at it. Can you show your hands up or wipe off this and whoop this?
Go around, show your hand.
Just wipe off this from boiling. Okay. Up. He doesn't know what I did. Okay, well, I'll help you do that.
Show both hands.
This pocket, mic holder is pretty good.
That's why you wear Hawaiian shirts.
Okay, so that's why I wear Hawaiian shirts for the pocket mic holder. Okay, so we're gonna get to the second now. One thing I will absolutely require is that all of my members carry some moisturizer, and I forgot to do that, so I'm gonna do that right now. I didn't do this, so I'm just gonna, can you wipe that on? Now, why do we put a moisturizer on the hand demo or face demo? Why do we put a moisturizer on?
Absorb right away.
Right, because when you do the galvanic, you take away some natural skin oils out of your skin. You have to replace it or your demo won't last more than 3 or 4 days. We want the demo to last on a facial for 14 days.
Wow, really?
If you do the moisturizer, you will have a 14-day result on the half face. Typically 10 to 14 days, okay? Does that make sense? You want a long-term result. That's not because we're going to tell him to do a demo every 14 days. We want still him to do a facial every 2 to 3 times a week. But that is so that he can see that this is a little different than anything else he's ever seen. Okay? So now I'm going to pick on Michael a little more. And I'm going to actually tell you, so did you see how fast that was? How fast was that demo, right? Okay, so now I'm going to actually